In this video, we will learn how to set up Trezor device, and in our case we are setting up this Trezor Model T. And first thing to do is to go to this website trezor.io/start. Once you are on this website, then you connect your Trezor wallet using the USB cable provided, connected with the same laptop. Once you have connected it, and you will see the welcome message on Trezor's device screen, and then now you select on your computer, you select this Trezor Model T, click on it, continue to wallet. In our case, I have already checked the seal and make sure that it was intact, so it's a genuine device, and continue to wallet. So first thing it will do is it will install firmware if it has not been updated yet. Since it's I just purchased this device and it's a new device, first time setup, it will ask to install. So we click on this. And you will see on your Trezor device, it will show that it is installing firmware, just like it is showing on this web browser on your computer screen. Let it finish the install of the firmware. It will take a minute or two depending on your internet speed. Since this is installing, one thing to consider is to use USB computer that USB slot is working properly. If it's not good, it might keep disconnecting and interrupt the process. So now Trezor is rebooting. Okay. So it will ask you to you can create a new wallet, or if you are discovering an old wallet, maybe your old device got lost or spoiled or broken and you have purchased this wallet, you can recover your wallet also. But in our case, we are going to create a new wallet. So we will create a wallet. Click on this. Shabir backup is it will create, when you create a wallet, it creates recovery seed. These are 12 or 24 words that you need to write down and secure this information, because this is your backup for restoring your wallet. Anytime anything happens to your Trezor device, you will need this backup to recover on a new Trezor device. So this is very important. So Shabir backup is it will create 24 words or 12 words, and then it will divide those words in different parts, maybe 16 shares. So what will happen? You can pass on these 16 shares to different 16 people to keep it safe for you. So what happens when you need to recover your wallet? You need to provide at least 3 parts, sorry, at least 4 parts. So you need to have at least 4 of those parts to be able to successfully recover your wallet. It's little complicated, and not all of us want to do our backup divide into 16 parts and give to 16 people or 10 people. So we will go for single backup. So we will click on this create with single backup. It will show terms of service on the Trezor device itself. So you just click on the green button on your Trezor device, press it. Once you agree, you have agreed to the services. Okay, so on your screen you are seeing that your Trezor is not backed up. That means you haven't created a recovery seed or backup seed. So let's do that, create backup in 3 minutes. So this is very important. This backup is, if you lose this and for somehow your Trezor device does not work properly or get stolen or broken, you will need this backup to recover your coins on a new device. So you will need two things, new device and this recovery seed. If you lose this recovery seed and something happens to your Trezor device, if it doesn't operate and you have to replace, but you do not have recovery seed, you will lose all your coins. So it is very important that you write it down by hand on a piece of paper, the words that you will see on your screen, Trezor device screen. Write those words down on a piece of paper in handwriting. And it's advised not to use any computer, just in case your computer is infected and your keystrokes are being logged and sent. So someone may steal your backup words. So you just write down those words on a piece of paper by hand, and for proceeding you just say I understand, continue. Now the rest of the process you have to complete on the Trezor device itself. Since this will not be a permanent setup, we will once you get your device in your hands, you will set it up again. So I don't mind writing it on notepad, but if you are setting up your device to move your coins to it, it's advised to write down this recovery code by hand on a piece of paper and secure it. Okay, on your device, Trezor device, click on I understand. So on your Trezor device, you are saying the words, write down those words. Sequence of numbers is also very important. So because the Trezor screen is small, it will show you only 4 or 5 words at a time. So you have to swipe it up to see the remaining words. So every time you have made note of the words, you swipe the screen up to complete, to see the next words. So once you have made sure that you have written these words and I will save this. Now you will see message on your Trezor device. I wrote down all 12 words in order. Hold to confirm. So hold to confirm the green button. Keep holding until it shows you the circle completes. Okay. After you have done that, it will verify the word with you. So it will give you option and it will tell you the number, the specific number which it will ask you a number of word to confirm. So now it's asking on my Trezor device, select word 3 of 12. So word number 3 is milk. So I have to choose milk on my Trezor device. Next screen it will say, it's saying select word 6 of 12. So 6 is decade. So I have to choose decade on my Trezor device. Let me put the numbers first so I know which number I am supposed to. Okay, so next is asking choose number 11, that is shine in our case. Okay, so it will not check all the words, it will check maybe 3 or 4 words. It will ask you to provide or select the number and the word and its order, and you have to provide that, and it will complete the verification of the backup code. Once it's done, next just click continue on your Trezor device. So it will say your backup is done. Use your backup when you need to recover your wallet. Click continue on your Trezor device. Okay. Next step is to click continue on your computer. This. Okay. So now you have to choose a pin for your Trezor. This pin can be only numbers. So yes, if someone wants to connect, if someone finds your Trezor, they cannot connect with the computer and straightway go to your wallet. They will have to provide this PIN number. Just like phone number, you choose PIN or the draw pattern. So you can choose. We will choose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It can be. It should be difficult, not easy as this, but since this is a demo only, so I will choose this. So Trezor is asking, do you really want to enable PIN protection? I will click on the green yes. Okay, so it will show me that number pad. I will choose by number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Click on green arrow. It will ask to re-enter PIN 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Click on the green button and we have completed the PIN. On the Trezor device, it's asking to continue. So press continue button. Okay, now on the computer you see continue, click on this continue. You can choose a name for your device if you want. It's not something that is necessary, but if you have few you can just give it a name. So let's say continue, no harm doing a name, it's demo 1, confirm to continue, and same thing it will ask on Trezor device, do you really want to change the label to demo 1? Yes, I want. Click on the green button, done. Next step, on the browser, computer browser, click continue. Okay, when you want to access the browser, access the wallet next time once it has been set up, never go Google, search the wallet, the interface address from the Google. You should make note of it and always type by hand. This is the address that will connect you to wallet. So copy it, write it down somewhere, and or make a bookmark of this, so next time you don't have to look for it. wallet.trezor.io. So bookmark in browser, let's say continue, I not need. Okay, you can type your email address to receive important information. It's good to have it because sometimes they update security patches and they ask you to immediately update your Trezor firmware, so you need to know that, and then after that agree and just put continue. You can follow them also on Twitter or Facebook to keep updated with progress. It's up to you, but no harm. Then continue. So it will show that your Trezor is set. Click finish. Once you are done, you are finished, your Trezor is set, and here on this side you will see that list of coins here. And if you want to connect it, any you want to see any coin in your wallet, you can choose from this drop down. Let's say I want to see my Litecoin, so Litecoin, it's will open that wallet, Litecoin wallet. No transactions yet, there is no transaction because I haven't done it. Now this Trezor allows you to straight buy from your wallet using credit card, but that might require some setup. We don't usually use it. So let's say next time you want to receive Litecoin, always make sure you are clicking on the right coin that you are transacting. So Litecoin I want to receive. It will assign an address. It has created this address, and this address is permanently tied with this Trezor device with this setup. So in order to see show full address, you have to click here and also click on your Trezor device. It will show you the address, your hardware wallet. You check it, it matches on your hardware wallet and on your computer screen, and then you click green button on your hardware wallet to confirm that it's the correct address, means it matches. Okay, so if you want to send, you can send Litecoin to this address. You can right click, copy, or you can scan, and let's say if you are on a exchange, you can just go to your exchange and send your address to coins to this address. Always copy and paste and make sure that where you have pasted your address is correct. Sometimes this little move of mouse address may get corrupted, some letters or digits or numbers may be deleted. So always make sure MJT QMPN and the other side where you are sending from is the same address. So now you can use this address. This is your address, Litecoin address to receive coins. Same way when you have to send, you have some balance there. You get the address where you want to send, you type it here, and then you choose the amount. It will show whatever balance you have. Amount is missing because there is no balance. And then fee, you can always choose fee if you want. Fee concept is a network fee. If you want to your transaction to happen fast, so you pay more fees. In that case, the network will process your transaction on the priority basis because you are paying a high fees. But if you are you don't bother when your Litecoin reaches in your wallet or goes out of your wallet, then you can choose normal fee. Economy fees also you can choose, but never go to for low. I would say never go below normal or high fee, because sometimes if the fee is too low, network may not, the validators may not process your because they are not getting paid high. So you need to provide at least normal or high fees. So that's how you send your coins. You put your amount. It will show you the value in US dollar also. You can change the currency if you want to see. So you can send in two ways. If you just want to send $5 worth of LTC, you just type 5 in this currency column and it will automatically choose the amount of Litecoin. Or if you want to send the amount of Litecoin, like 1 Litecoin, you just choose this and click send, and it will send it. After that, you will see the transaction show up here. So this is the how to send and receive. You can choose different coins here, and there is one more thing to do before we close this tutorial. To add second layer of security to your wallet. Your PIN is important, but your PIN is not critical. You can lose your PIN and use your recovery seed to recover your wallet and set up a new PIN. On the other hand, PIN is also not very secure, because if you, this is the first, when you put your coins after just the PIN, this is the first layer of the wallet. Anyone has PIN can access, anyone has just your recovery seed, they go buy a new wallet, they set up, recover your wallet, and they can change the PIN easily without knowing the old PIN. So PIN is not critical. So that's why you need to set up a second layer of wallet that is called passphrase. Now if you put your wallet behind your coins behind the passphrase, then even though someone has your recovery seed, they recover your wallet, they will not be able to access your coins that are behind the passphrase. They will need to know passphrase and your 12-word recovery seed. So that's an added layer of protection. So how do we set up the passphrase? Let's go to this, click on, this is the area where you click when you want to go to your dashboard of wallet. This is the area where you want to go to the coin itself. Choose the coin, click on coin, and you will go into the coin dashboard where you can see your transactions, send and receive options. But when you want to access the wallet dashboard, you click on this. This will eject. Clicking on this eject button will eject your device. So you click here. Now you are here. So if you want to change your pin, you can change your pin here. Just now we set up 1 2 3 4 5 6. You can change it here, no problem. Okay. Now we want to go to advanced. This is we are setting up a second layer of the protection. Okay, passphrase encryption adds an extra custom word to your recovery seed. This allows you to access new wallets, each hidden behind a particular passphrase. Your old accounts will be accessible with an empty passphrase. So now we are setting up passphrase. You don't have to do this, but this is important if you really want to secure your wallet. Now you are adding a dual layer of security. So I understand, enable passphrase. So it will ask you to confirm on encryption. So let's say I will have to click green button on my hardware device. I click that. So it will say disconnect your Trezor now. So I will remove my hardware device, disconnect from the laptop. Done. Okay, connect your Trezor to continue. Now I will connect my Trezor with the laptop again. Okay, since we have set up a pin already, so on my Trezor device, I have to press once. It will open the notepad to enter the pin 1 2 3 4 5 6. Enter. Once I enter the pin, it will open up. Okay, now this passphrase screen has showed up. So what I do is I will type the passphrase. It can be any phrase. This is my first Trezor. This passphrase is very important. If you use the passphrase and you forget the passphrase, your coins are as good as lost. You will not able to access the coins without this passphrase. So this is very important to choose a passphrase that is not easily guessable by anyone, but on the other hand you have to secure this passphrase. So in this case, because it's a demo, I am not bothering to write it by hand on piece of paper. I am just writing here, and is always type it, because when you are typing you make a mistake, it will show error and you will not be able to make mistake by this way. Never copy and paste, especially first time. And you can always double check by show passphrase. This is my first Trezor, this is my first Trezor. Okay, enter. Complete the action on your Trezor device. Click on the green button. On the next screen, it will show this passphrase on your Trezor device. So it's kind of like making sure that you are going behind the using this, you know what passphrase you are using. So I will double check. What I am making note is here, and what is being shown on my Trezor device is same. I will click this on the green button on Trezor, and now my passphrase has been set up. Any coins behind this passphrase are I can send or have double layer of security. Someone needs to know my this recovery seed and this pin if they want to recover, use a new Trezor to recover or steal my coins. So this is very important. One important thing is if you type this wrongly set up and you forget about this and you don't type next time when I am opening, and if I type this address wrongly, it will open a new wallet for me. So I will not see my old coins if I have sent it. So always make sure you are typing your passphrase correctly. Otherwise, it will bring you to a different place. This way I can set up many accounts on my Trezor wallet. Each account will be hidden behind unique passphrase. Next time if I want to add another thing, so let me show you. Let us verify. Let's say BTC. I want to receive BTC. I say show full address. I copy, paste. So this BTC address is behind this passphrase. Okay. This I have written down here. Now I set up a slightly. Okay. Now I eject my thing. Click forget. Disconnect my Trezor from the laptop, the physical. I connect again. I enter the pin on Trezor. It opens up. Okay, this time let's say if I want to set up a it goes both, it's the same both ways. Either I want to set up a new account or I make a mistake. I just copy this one. I forget to type this. It should always be typed, it should not be copied and pasted. Let's say I enter, it shows me on the Trezor. Okay, I check, okay. Follow the instruction on Trezor device. Okay, I go to BTC, I say receive. Because I type a different passphrase, it has created a new account for me. If I see the BTC address, it's a different address altogether. See, this and this address is different. So that's what it does. By any mistake, if I have sent BTC here and next time I want to access but type different passphrase, it will bring me to different place. So every time I type different passphrase, it will create a different account for me, and that account will remain tied with my Trezor whether I use it or not. So there's nothing to worry about creating too many, but you need to remember which passphrase you have saved your coins. Let's eject it, forget, disconnect, connect back my Trezor device, enter pin, press the screen first, open the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I entered my pin on my Trezor device, it will open. If you enter wrongly, it will give you free 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now if I want, I type my first passphrase correctly. I make sure I've typed it enter, confirm on my Trezor device, and done. Now if I go and open my BTC Bitcoin, I see the address. I copy the address. Because now I am going behind the same passphrase, my BTC address is same. Means it's opening the same account. Anytime I type this passphrase, will open the same account where I have put my BTC here where I want to go. So this has to keep in mind that you are very careful with your passphrase. Never forget it. If you forget it and you have saved your coins behind it, you will lose it. Even the recovery will not work because this is not replaceable. This you have to provide to access. Okay. So when you want to eject, just eject this, forget device, disconnect, and you are done with your Trezor. We'll stop this video here and then we'll continue in the next